Hi, this tutorial is about guide fingers in the left hand. A guide finger is simply where when you move from one position to another, one of your fingers stays on the same string and you connect up. So for example, so that's the beginning of the famous Tarraga piece, Lacrima. So when you're making those little chord changes there, your fourth finger is staying on the first string each time. And that it's guiding your hand into the new position, so we call it a guide finger. Another example might be we're just playing a C major scale, just like so. So when you're on the first string, you play E, F, G. Now you're about to do a position change from down here, first position up to the fifth position, and you relax the pressure. So we don't want to hear a slide, but just lightly touching the string, and you move your whole arm moves up to the new position. So your first finger there is acting as a guide. What you don't do is, and which everybody does when they first start playing, is to go, okay, for their finger comes off and back down. So rather than doing that, we just keep the finger on the string, and we get a smoother change, and we've got more security, because we always kind of, by being in touch, you know where you are all the time. Okay, so that's the idea of guide fingers. In the tutorial we'll have a look at the score, and then I'll go through the left hand technique in detail, and then I'll play the, this is a D minor Prelude by Carulli. I'll play it as best I can. Okay, so just looking at the score, it's musically quite simple. It's really just a melodic bass line with a little two-note arpeggio accompaniment. I've marked it up with all the position changes, and you can see there's a lot of them all over the place. You're just moving between the first, second, third, fourth positions, sometimes up to the sixth. Now where we've got a guide finger, that's shown by putting a dash. So looking at these two bars here, when we move to this shape, holding these two notes with your first and third fingers, then the little dash is telling you that that finger is staying on the same string as it was in the previous bar. So your first finger is just going to move up along the first string from, down, I should have said, down from G to F. And that should have a 1 to show that you're at the first position. And similarly, your third finger is on the second string and moves from the E down to the D. Another thing to note about it is the use of barres. So there's a 6-string barre here, and again over here. Through this passage down here, there's a series of half bars, and they're all 3-string bars. in terms of the structure of the composition, it comes in 8-bar sections, and it develops all the way over here to bar 32, and then you've got some repetition. It repeats this second section with a little bit of variation in the coda. Alright, so looking at the score in detail now. So the first 2 bars are quite simple. We're just in first position like so. And then we move up to the 3rd position. Now when we move back to the 1st position, relax, move and reapply the pressure. So both fingers are effectively guide fingers in that case. Okay, now we're at bar 5 and we're going to go up to the 5th position, and it's the 1st finger that's the guide finger. Goes up to the note A, and then you put your 2nd finger on the F there on the 2nd string. Now we're going down to the 3rd position. Again, it's your 1st finger is guide, 4th finger on the E there. And now down to the 1st position, and it's your 4th finger that's acting as the guide finger here. And then just a little shift. And away we go. So I won't go through the whole thing. I mean, that's the basic idea. So they're all mapped out on the score, but there's a couple of other things to watch out, or that I'll just highlight. So one is the full bar in bar 16. So just playing those 4 bars, that is from 13 through to 16, we've got so you go make a full bar at the 3rd fret, and your 3rd finger goes to the D on the 5th fret of the 5th string. Yeah, so there's a series of half bars in the bars 17 through to 24, and it's actually quite demanding on your hand to hold those bars all the way through that passage. So depending on how strong your left hand is, you might find that you're getting tired at the end, but the more you practice it, the stronger your hand will get, so it's all good in that sense. So at bar 17 we've got 1st finger over the first 3 strings, and then you're holding the note A with your 2nd finger. Then make a half bar and hold the B flat with your 3rd finger and the G with your 4th finger. It's not strictly necessary to have a half bar in order to play those 3 notes, but it is a more effective way of getting through this little passage, these 2 bars. So having done that, you play. Now take those 2 away, put that one down. Okay, now relax the pressure on your half bar and move it up to the 2nd position. Put your 4th finger on C on the 3rd fret of, sorry, the 5th fret of the 3rd string, and your 2nd finger on the D on the 2nd string. Okay, now again relax the pressure, these fingers come off, just move the half bar up to the 3rd fret, and all 3 notes are just under the bar. Now, still holding that half bar, put your 4th finger on G on the 4th string, and your 4th finger on B flat on the 1st string. Just play those 3 notes, and then those ones can come away. So that's about the only place, or one of the very few places in the whole tune where you haven't got internal repetition within the bar. And then your half bar goes down to the 1st position, and that's the end of that. Okay, I think that'll do in terms of detail. I'll just play it through now and